like on a serious note though, you got to realize when these pros say like they're withdrawing from an event from like small tweaks and stuff like that, it all makes sense because remember all the stuff I told you just so that I could play Saturday. I did all my icy hot. I took the pain pill. I rested it the day before. All the rest they
Yeah.
get is needed. All the stretching and physio and workouts and stuff like that, it's needed because when you go into the rough like that, they're playing to hit a golf ball out of it and catch clean contact and act like it's just some baby rough, an inch and a half or something like that, and them still be okay and play 72 holes. Like, you got to realize the physicality of this game. Like, they're
Yeah.
doing inhuman things just as these basketball players and football players do, but they're doing it with a golf
It's
club.
different.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
It's a little
so
bit
just
different,
from
but yeah.
exactly.
Oh, that actually brings up a different topic that happened this week, and do want to touch on before it cools down. So, speaking of injuries and people pulling out of tournaments, so this week, um, Sports Illustrated had mentioned comments from Brooks Koepka over on LIV regarding Matthew Wolff and him pulling out of a tournament and then
Oh, yeah.
kind of quitting on the team overall, right? And then just it was kind of like he really just threw him under the bus, to be honest. And it was very interesting that he was that open, which we know Brooks is not shy, but Matthew Wolff has struggled with physical injuries as well as some mental health things.
Right.
And I found myself struggling because I totally respect that and understand how tough professional sports can be. And if you're not getting the help that you need to keep your mental tight, and if whether that's just constant therapy or situational, whatever the case may be, you can easily go down, a bad path, which he was
Yeah.
struggling when he was on the PGA Tour years ago. This came up, but now he's using it and his rebuttal as kind of a response, and I've struggled to know whether or feel like I'm like, is he using this as an excuse because he's been called to the carpet? Is it legitimate? Should he even
Yeah.
still be trying to play professional golf if it takes you down such a bad path and maybe you don't even enjoy it, but you're just doing it maybe for income's sake? So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that whole messy situation between those two?
Um, I think it just goes back to what we were saying in private. If Brooks Koepka is talking about this in public like this, then it's got to be a big deal. Like it's not behind closed doors anymore. There's other players involved in this, so it's just you get to a certain point where it's like, am I still defending you and making sure you're physically and mentally okay, or are we just crutching this? We just
Yeah.
or we snowballing this and we're just gonna go full on. This is my excuse every time. Anyways, like it's towing the line right now, and we really just need to shore some things up again. Like maybe you just need to take a break again. Now I don't know how live golf is where
Yeah,
they're like,
those contracts are
that's what I'm saying.
they're pretty
You can't miss
intense where you got to
events.
be
You
playing.
you
No.
only got 13 or 14 or whatever. You better make sure you had all of them. So, you know,
Right.
now you withdrawn and they playing 3-man versus 4 or however it may work. I don't know how the scoring works with the team being a man down. Does somebody play twice? Like, I don't know.
I
Does
think
a
they
caddy
take
get the score? I
I
don't know.
I think they take like the highest couple scores, maybe 3 of the team. There's some scores that get tossed out. So,
Got you.
the other guys would just have to step up to the plate.
Got you.
Again, the team aspect of Live is pretty BS. But yeah, man, I don't know. And even to the cynical side of me is also at this point like, hey, is this just drumming up some drama, to keep some attention on the league? Or is this legit? I mean, it's legit from Matthew Wolff's standpoint. He's
Right.
definitely struggled, but the outward nature of all of this seems
Yeah.
very strange. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just the
No.
cynical side of me.
I think that also the other thing is too, like, you got to think about it. It's like for players like Matt Wolff with a homemade swing, a super cool swing coach in George Yankees, who has revolutionized teaching once again, much like a Butch Harmon. You get to swing your own swing. You get to play your
Yeah.
own game. Nobody's changing you. Nobody's doing anything to make you physically sit out a year. Like you're just playing an event, but it doesn't count because I'm in a swing change. No, you're swinging the same swing. You're doing the same
Yeah.
things. So again, I just don't know if I should keep defending him upon the guise of mental health, or if this guy is just riding the coattails of I can't pull my head out of my ass and this is what's happening. Because you're free willing. That's the whole reason why nobody's changing your swing. It's because when it gets going, it's a great swing to watch. Nobody cares
Yeah.
about how you get to the top. When you get to the top, it all looks like a regular swing. It looks
Yeah.
like a normal swing. So again,
And
I
he
just
saw
don't
early
know.
success with that swing. He saw early success on the PGA Tour with that swing, made himself a star,
Number
but
one amateur
it
college
crumbled.
golfer out of OK State.
Yeah.
He
And
was
then
one of those few players that we watched on Golf Channel through college events. I mean, the Blessings Invitational, never before seen on TV. We watching that because
yeah.
Matt Wolff is in it and OK State and all those guys. That's what Matt Wolff was for years
Yeah.
before he even got to
He
the
was a game
tour.
changer. Yeah, I mean he was on that wave, and yeah, it's unfortunate. You just never want to see anyone fail on the human side of things, and so, you know,
Exactly.
hopeful that he's able to recover it. But eventually you run out of venues to figure it out, right? So he's put
Exactly.
himself in this box over on Live Tour. We know that they're now working to a resolution of that between the PGA Tour. Maybe he finds himself back over there. Who the heck knows? But wishing him all the best. Hopefully, they keep the public part of it down. If that's not intentional overall, but I hate to see somebody put somebody out on Front Street, but we joked that we saw HV3 Harold Varner III liking that post from
Right.
and that's just kind of messy overall, but also kind of speaks when other pros are weighing in on it. So salute to Matthew Wolff. Hopefully he gets his shit together at some point. You hate
Yep.
to see a talent like that struggling with his, game as well as the mental part of it, and then not able to get along with teammates